Welcome to the Good Intentions Show. I'm Tim Ray, your host, and we are broadcasting on the UI Media Network, sponsored by the United Intentions Foundation. And I am here with not only a dear friend, but a credible soul, Mindy Strich. She's a certified health practitioner. Did I say that correctly?
Sure.
All right. And you do many other things, such as Reiki, and what else? Do you do?
Healing touch, integrative energetic medicine, different modalities of energy healing and life coaching.
Yes, and she's excellent at all of them. Trust me, because I see her, so I know. So let's talk real quick generally about energy and energetic healing, because a lot of people, look at energy as kind of a woo-woo. They don't understand it. I mean, we all know people, scientists, quantum physics, physicists as well, understand, explain energy is everything. Everything's energy. Everything's in the molecule, the atom. It's all there. So in your business, so what you do, whether it's Reiki or whatever other type of energetic touch that you do, you're dealing with this outside energy around each human being or in the area, right?
Yeah.
And also you're dealing with how it actually affects our body, or is it the flow, or is it just heavy, lower energy, or is it all the above?
Well, it's all of the above. So if you looked at yourself in a mirror, you're going to look very different than when you look under a microscope, right? So at the core of who we are energy, and there's nothing woo about it. That if you look under a microscope, we're a bunch of molecules that are just vibrating in space. And so we think that we're only physical, but actually right now, you and I, while we may appear to be separate from each other, there's a field of energy that surrounds every living thing. So right now, your physical body is actually encased in your energy field. And that emanates about 3 to 4 feet from your body. So what makes Tim Tim is more than just your physical being. So all the information, the blueprint, effectively, of your life is contained within the field. All your thoughts, all your emotions, your soul. Your physical body is sitting inside of your soul right now. And when there are imbalances in our thoughts, in our emotions, if we're not in alignment with what our heart desires, our soul's deepest intention, then those imbalances show up inside of our body.
Wow. Energy, explained like that, could really help a lot of people when it comes to understanding how it affects themselves within. So you're saying everything is in this kind of force field, this energetic force field. Our soul, our thoughts, our feelings, our what makes up who I am and who you are is encased in this energy. Now, this energy, is it like the sun rays that are, when you look at a sun ray, it kind of expands out from the center? Is this energy coming from the center and it goes 3 or 4 feet out, or is it coming from outside and forces creating it, or is it coming from within? I guess my question is.
I would say it's both. It just is. Is your physical body coming from this force, or is it coming from within? What I think is important for people's health to understand, and where a lot of it gets to a point where I don't want it to be too woo-woo, because that's my mission,
right,
is why aren't people getting better when we're going to conventional doctors? Why is it that we live in a society where we have the best medical technology in the world, but people are actually getting sicker than we were 40 and 50 years ago? What is going wrong? And the answer to that question is that conventional doctors, while they do a lot of good, and I'm a fan of conventional doctors, I have doctors. If I got shot, don't take me to my friend who's the energy healer, take me to the ER as fast as possible. But that doesn't help with chronic illness, because the root of what is happening in our bodies when we're in pain or we have illness is not physical. It's an imbalance of energy. And there's always an emotional or a psychological or a spiritual component to it that doctors just are not trained in.
Let's talk about that, Mindy. Let's talk about that when we get back from this first break. Why, and I should say why, our medical model is not, we're not learning, or they're not trained to understand that we're bioelectrical beings. All right, we're talking to Mindy Strich. She's a health practitioner, certified health practitioner, deals with energy. She's an energy worker, and fascinating information. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hi, my name is Tim Ray. I'm the founder of the United Intentions Foundation at unitedintentions.org. Everything is energy, and that's all there's to it. Match the frequency of the reality that you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. There can be no other way. And this is not philosophy, this is physics. Now, I just gave you a quote from, not me, but from Albert Einstein. He said a long, long time ago. So what does he mean by matching your frequency of the reality you want to experience? First, you have to realize that not only as humans, but everything is made up of energy. And at an atomic level, everything's vibrating at certain frequencies. Even on a collective level, we're vibrating at a certain frequency. This is very important to know. And once you understand that, you're closer to understanding what Einstein meant by matching our reality and matching the frequency. You'll have that experience. Stay with me here, because our thoughts, feelings, and emotions vibrate at specific and unique frequencies. There's a physical phenomenon going on and with our thoughts and feelings, and we have to realize that whatever state of being that we create through our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we will attract that experience. That's the law of attraction. So it behooves us to choose our thoughts carefully, at least be aware of our state of being, because that's the experience we will have. Learn more at unitedintentions.org and begin manifesting your passions one intention at a time. Welcome back. My name is Tim Ray. I'm the host of the Good Intentions Show, and we are back with Mindy Strich, and she is a certified health practitioner, and we're talking about energy and why the medical model doesn't allow energy work in their teachings, and it seems like we're missing what the human being really is. Since we're made up of energy, yes, we are chemical responses as well, mechanical responses, but we're also energetic responses. So we're missing a critical piece to our medical model, and this is where I guess people like yourself, Mindy, make up the difference that our medical model doesn't, or Western medical model, I should say, doesn't.
Yes, and the reason I got into this is because for years and years I had chronic illness that doctors could never diagnose. So I went to an energy healer at the recommendation of a friend, and at the time I had no idea what an energy healer was, but it actually changed my life, so I decided to change the course of my professional career and become an energy healer. And my intention is to be a bridge. So the good news is there are finally doctors that are believing in this. Functional medicine, integrative doctors, complementary practitioners that believe and have seen the benefits of energy healing are recommending me. My practice is more successful than it's ever been because something is shifting. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? But why, to answer your question, isn't it happening faster? Because there's a lot of it that still isn't proven. There's a lot of it that science can't prove that there's an energy field. It's so, and medical models are still based on what you can see.
Yeah.
So you can't see that there's actually a field. So you have to have a place of trust. We've worked together. I've done sessions with you, and you've seen.
Oh, absolutely.
And felt the experience. So I think that is an evolution.
Well, and even I'll go a step further and say what you're saying, Mindy, is not only true, but I do think there are sciences, especially in the Eastern culture, there are experiments that have proven
Yes.
energy, but in our Western culture, our research and development is sucked up by these big corporations who do not want us to know about energy healing because it takes away, because if there's another mode of healing each other with energy, it takes away from the chemical response.
Yeah,
and,
you don't
and,
need your body is the best pharmacy that we have. So if I don't have to buy Adderall and I could actually heal myself, that doesn't do well for the pharmaceutical company. Absolutely. And where do the pharmaceutical companies get the drugs from? From the indigenous cultures and the shamans who are so connected to nature that they know what plants have the medicinal properties to heal us. But then we make it synthetic and take all the natural healing abilities out of it, and that's where the side effects come from. And you can't mess with Mother Nature, right?
Yeah, well, we think we would learn by now, and it seems like we may have a little ways to go. But like you said, you do believe it's getting better. But back to the bioelectrical fields and being a bioenergetic being. With muscle testing, I'm sure you're familiar with that. That's one, perhaps a circumstantial evidence way, which is still supportive to show that there are energies around us or energies within us as well that affects our healing. So with your work, let's just focus on Reiki for a second if we can, Mindy. With your work, how do you know that you're actually, I'll say in communication with, but you're actually interacting with the energy of that person and your energy? I mean, it's almost like an intimate experience in a way, if you think about it, because you're within the 4 feet range, both of you are, and there has to be some type of, how do you, do you use your 5 senses to realize that you're interacting with energies here?
There's a higher intelligence, right, that is allowing all of us to be here right now. Like right now as we're sitting here, we're not thinking about our heart beating and our lungs breathing and our digestive system. There is a higher intelligence that allows our bodies to do what it does, and we don't have to interfere with that. It just happens automatically. And when we can get in touch with that higher intelligence and get out of our own heads, then that energy and that higher intelligence just flows and knows what it needs to do to heal. So how do I know that I'm in touch with it? I can feel the energy. I've been trained to feel the energy. And when I contact that energy, I get out of the way. I just become very present and send love to whatever it is that I'm feeling, and the energy will come into my hands. I will feel it in your field, and then let's say somebody's in physical pain, and I will feel the energy. I will ask you what you're experiencing, and most, if not always, there is a reduction of pain. If there is an emotional component, somebody doesn't have physical pain, but let's say they're stuck in their life, or they're depressed, they're angry, whatever that emotion is, by feeling into that energy, it brings up that emotion from the subconscious to the conscious, so they can start to address what is underneath that feeling, and then that energy gets released. When it comes to our emotions, we're really good at repressing them and thinking that they're not there. So what I'm doing is, when I feel that energy, it rises to the surface, so you have the opportunity to deal and cope with that emotion. And for a lot of people, maybe for the first time in their life, actually have a communication with it, and then it goes away. Now, it's a practice. It's not a one time. There's no magic here, but the energy will speak to you. It's really no different than learning any skill.
No, what I find so fascinating, what you said too, and we'll talk about this when we get back from break, is the intention behind the energy work. And what is intention? More energy, right? So we're talking to Mindy Strich, and we're talking about energy and healing, and she has a business here in Roswell that does just that. And I'm definitely a believer, and she has the communication, she has the touch when it comes to energy healing. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Hi, I'm Tim Ray, founder of the United Intentions Foundation. I want you to imagine a world where bullying doesn't exist. Or how about your child wakes up in the morning and is grateful for everything they have, or they actually believe in himself or herself. On top of that, imagine this. Imagine your child understands that their thoughts and feelings create what they experience. All this is possible with our Imagine If program. And it's all about social emotional learning, showing children how their thoughts and feelings create what they experience. To learn more, go to imagineifprogram.org.
What if you could have whatever you desired with a simple thought? Wishful thinking? Science has proven that thoughts can change our reality. Join the movement and be part of an interactive virtual community that helps you take control of your life through the power of intentions. Learn to create the life you desire, one intention at a time. Sign up today for your free account and start creating.
Hi, I'm Tim Ray, founder of the United Intentions Foundation. And how would you like to have a formula for manifesting whatever you want in your life? You think it's that easy? Well, maybe not that easy, but you could start out with this. Understanding that it's all about creating a state of being. Your state of being, how you act throughout your day, how you feel about yourself throughout the day, and being conscious of that in any given moment. And understanding these three principles: repetition, expectancy, and meaning. And adding those three principles into your life could change and create the state of being that you would need to actually manifest what you want. Remember, repetition, expectancy, expecting what you really want, repeating what you want, and also adding meaning to what you want creates that state of being, a fertile land and fertile soil for you to attract what you truly want to experience. To learn more, go to unitedintentions.org. Welcome back to the Good Intentions Show. I'm Tim Ray, and we're talking to Mindy Strich, who is a certified health practitioner. Who we're talking about Reiki right now, and we're getting into how it works and what it's like. And and I also think, like a lot of people think, well, there's a sixth sense, like you said, there's a higher intelligence going on, right? However, I think also when we expand consciousness, or we are quiet enough in our heads to subtly experience that chi, that energy. And as you say, your five senses can experience that to whatever degree. To me, it's more of an expansion of our bandwidth of our five senses, not always another extra sense. Could be our five senses expanding, right? And I assume more practice you have, the more it expands. And so with that being said, to expand the practice, doesn't intention have a role and play in that?
Intention is everything. First of all, we have six senses, not five.
Right.
We were born, and that's wherein lies the problem, is that we have never been taught to trust and connect with our sixth sense, right? Our intuition. And when we're listening to our mind and our belief structure that tells us what I am now referring to as fake news.
It seems to be integrity-driven intention, and when you are integrity-driven with intention, you can start communicating with this sixth sense, or this chi energy, or this energetic field that you deal with every day and heal.
Yeah, but you have, in my opinion, you have to get in touch with your emotions first. It's not going to come from your mind.
Right.
Because that's part of who we are. Our thoughts are the way our mind communicates. Our feelings are the way our body communicates. And we have to have both of those things in alignment with each other for our intentions to be pure.
Interesting. So let's talk about emotions for a minute here. So you got feelings, you got emotions, of course your thoughts, and we now know that our heart has a bigger brain than our brain, right? And so, and more brain cells in our heart. Actually, an area in our heart has brain cells, which is fascinating. So if the brain is really not in charge, although we think it's in charge, and the heart's been in charge the whole time, when you tap into this energy, or to be aware of it, or to interact with it as you do, you'd have to assume come from the heart. And the way to come from the heart is through feelings and emotions, right?
it's also the portal, the chakra, the energy center that is in direct connection with our soul. Right? So yes, we have to listen to our heart, not our head.
And when you say soul, the higher self soul, because whatever essence of us is incorporated within our electrical field here, right?
If you came to me and you had an issue and you were telling me the story of why you were upset about something, and that was the story, and I'm angry and I'm depressed and I'm stuck and all of that, that's all coming from your head, your brain.
Right.
But if I were to say to you, so now put your hand on your heart and tell me what your heart says, that's the intuitive part. It may tell you something that you don't want to hear. You need to get another job, you need to leave the relationship, you need to move to another place. But it's always going to come from a feeling of compassion and love and connection. It's never going to berate you or judge you. And that's what, call it God, call it integrity, call it higher intentions, call it Sam, I don't care what you call it. But that's what we want to be in alignment to. But if we're always listening to this, we're never going to hear it. It's like whatever channel this show is going to be broadcast on, if I'm on a different channel, I'm not going to see this show, right? We have to have the right tune. We have to be tuned into the right channel.
And to help people tune in, to dial into that frequency of the heart, what do you recommend?
Come see me.
It'll be worth your time and energy, I'll tell you that much. But what do you recommend people on their own that they can start doing to tap into that, whether the higher self or the heart chakra, where they can learn truly to slow down the madness, to still themselves, to slow down the madness, and to start maybe even seeing or feeling energy, your energy?
You know, we do have to do this journey ourselves. So, you know, we have to heal ourselves, but we also can't do it alone. So I do think for our hearts, we need to get support, and the right support from somewhere, whether it's a healer, a life coach, a friend, you know, but being able to share your feelings and feel safe is a big part of opening your heart. Meditation, it really is important to meditate. And if you can breathe, you can meditate. That, you know, I hear people tell me all the time, I don't know how to meditate. If you could breathe, you could meditate. Yeah, and there's so many ways on the internet to learn how to meditate, but, you know, to quiet our mind, because our mind's always giving us all this noise. There's so much chatter going on in our heads all the time, right? And your heart is that quiet, your intuitive voice is that quiet voice underneath that. So if you don't quiet that chatter, you can't hear the truth. But you have to. We all want to feel loved. We all want to feel safe. We all want to feel appreciated. Everybody on the planet. It doesn't mean that you're a white male or an Indian woman or a terrorist. I don't care who you are. Everybody wants to feel that. But because we're so afraid of getting hurt, we build these walls up around our heart. Don't touch me. Don't hurt me. Don't make me feel like I'm going to get harmed in any way. Danger, danger. And it's actually the opposite. We have to open our hearts and be vulnerable. So how do we get people to tap into their hearts? You have to feel like you're in a safe place to be able to start to open up. Because as long as that wall is there, you're not going to be able to receive the one thing that you want, which is love.
We amazing. And we seem to live in a society where being vulnerable is considered weak, and being, strength, and when you're being, independent is being strong, right? And it's just the opposite, you're saying.
It's all just the opposite. Healing is all about unlearning what we've learned.
Right. Because
we're all here and we all have certain beliefs and thoughts because of what somebody else taught us. Your parents taught you that, you're a white male and you grew up in America and this is your religious beliefs and this is your cultural beliefs, which is very different than a woman who was brought up in Mumbai,
right,
in India, right? But if you were brought up there, you'd be a totally different person.
And a whole different belief system.
A whole different belief system. Again, fake news.
You see, and that's one thing, Mindy, interesting you bring up, is that we're being programmed one way or another by parents or in the region where we were born, raised, by the religion. So it's not a matter if you're going to be programmed or not. The question is if you're being programmed with healthy information and light information, and when I mean light, I mean like knowledge information that's going to it's going to help you connect to source, right?
Right.
And so, so with this programming process, with what you do with the Reiki, you do more than just hands-on energy work. You actually interact with people, and you have dialogue with them, and you assist them in trying to, I assume, break down the wall, as they say in Pink Floyd, right? The heart wall, and make that vulnerable, give that vulnerability an opportunity to express itself.
Yes, because my learning and training in energy healing goes beyond Reiki. I studied here in the Atlanta area at the White Winds Institute, and I learned a form of healing called integrative energetic medicine. And what that means in a short definition is the integrative is integrating the energy of the psychology, of the mind, of the physical body, of the spirit. So when I'm working in somebody's field, there's more dialogue to talk about the emotions. There's more looking into the belief structure. Reiki is wonderful, and I use it often, but that's going to make you feel better. It may take away your pain, but it doesn't really get, in my opinion, to the root of what is that belief system that is creating whatever is happening in your life, right. the back pain.
Yeah, amazing. You know, and I think this energy work is so important, and the work that you're doing, Mindy, is incredible. And we have to, of course, move on right now, and the show is about over. But I just want you to know what a wonderful gift you are in this world and what you're doing, and it's just a blessing to know you. And yeah, there it is, the heart chakra, right? And it's a blessing to know you, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, Tim. I really enjoyed being here today.
All right.
Good luck with the show.
Thank you. Well, you've been listening to Mindy Strich, and you could reach her in Roswell anytime you want. Is there a website people could catch you at?
Yeah, mindystrich.com, STRICH.
All right, if you want to learn more. So thank you for watching, and remember, your perceptions create your reality, and if you want to change your reality, change your perception. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you soon. Take care.